I'm a person that's doing physics. I've wrote a unified view of the physics of our universe, and it has application to consciousness and technology. And I'm bringing it to the world. I'm hoping to help, the best I can to bring society to the next level. Well, I do a lot of physics, and so some people call me a physicist. I like to think of myself as a mystic because most of the physics I write is actually knowledge that I've known since I was a kid, and it just takes a long time to study physics and to understand where the physics that are present are at, and then to like add on to it.
Yeah.
So it's taken some 25 years of studies of physics, and but at the end of the day, I've had many mystical experiences from very early on, and these experiences is what actually guides my knowledge base, my understanding of the universe. And then from these experiences, from these insights, I look at the math and the physics on how to express them and see if it all works out.
Would you like to give us an example of one of your mystical experiences from very early childhood?
I've had multiple, but I guess some may think of my experiences when I started to think about dimensions, and when I was in that bus, getting out of the bus and seeing the bus as a dot, and going further and seeing the Earth as a dot, and the solar system as a dot, and the galaxy as a dot. These type of experiences where you get a new perspective on a problem, and then seeing the cells as a dot, and the atoms as a dot, and then subatomic particles as dots, and then realizing that the only thing the universe does is dots, points, and puts them together and makes everything we see.
So you're joining up the dots for all of us now.
Yes, I'm trying to, yeah.
So that means that if you had those kind of experiences when you were a very young child, how did you fit in with other children and school and the system in general?
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, my childhood was not very happy. I didn't fit in the school system. I didn't really fit into any organization or anything like that. I didn't do so well. Many of the school systems I was going to were Christian Catholic school systems, and I didn't agree with a lot of the things that are being taught, and so it was very difficult. It was difficult for me, and it was difficult for my parents. I was actually a pretty lonely child.
So that means that you spent a lot of time watching, observing, listening, so that was really your real school.
Yes.
Rather than just absorbing what the teachers were putting out to you.
Exactly. I spent a lot of time thinking and looking around at nature, looking at flowers, snowflakes. I mean, I lived in Canada, we had a lot of snowflakes. And, all sorts of internal worlds were developing inside of me, all sorts of understanding and discoveries of reality that can be done from the inside. People say I had an insight. It's because it came from the inside, and I think that in many cases is lost in the educational system. Children are taught to remove that function from their life as if it was invalid. Only what is valid is what is being taught, and if you have an internal or an insight on something that doesn't agree with what is being taught, then it's invalid and devalidated. And I think that's probably one of the biggest fallacy in our society, because all the things that are taught in these schools came from people that had insights. And actually that is how the universe evolves, is from insights. And certainly our society. And you know, that is not so understood anymore. And that's why there's not so many Einsteins, Galileo, you know, Copernicus, and the rest of them as you know, the fundamental mechanics of how new knowledge comes as being disturbed by the educational system, the current approach to education. I think that, you know, my dharma, my work here is to help bridge the spiritual world with the physical world, to show that, you know, the spiritual world is not just this whole woo-woo thing, but that actually it has its roots in fundamental mechanics of creation, and that those can be described in mathematics and physics and applied to technology and all this, and that all this put together can, you know, bring us to a whole new level of experience of the universe. That's my dharma. This is what I'm here for. This is what I'm here to do. I've known that since I've been very young, and you know, I'm going at it as hard as I can.